Hi guys, this is lesson 2 in unit 9. We're going to talk about bank investments, simple versus compound options. Let's talk about the main terms to know in banking before we talk about the formulas that we're going to use. The starting amount of money is usually called the principal, and it's designated by P in the formula. The final balance is designated by A. The interest rate, which is a percent most of the time, is designated by R, and to change the percent into a value or an R value, all we need to do is to divide the percent value by 100. The number of times the money is compounded is donated by N. Now let's talk about the different options that we have for investments and accounts. We have the option of simple interest. Simple interest is calculated once per year on the original amount borrowed or invested. The interest does not become part of the amount borrowed or owed. And the formula that we used for simple interest is A, which is the final balance equals the principal times N plus the rate times the time in years. The other option that we have is called the compound interest. And in the compound interest option, the interest is calculated once per period, and this period can be different options. We'll talk about it in a minute. And each period, the interest becomes part of the principal money used. And the formula is the final account equals the principal times 1 plus the rate divided by the number of times the money is compounded to the number of times the money compounded times the number of years. And the money can be compounded yearly, which is N equals 1. It can be compounded quarterly, and in this case N equals 4, because that means the money is compounded 4 times a year. Monthly, that means N equals 12 because we have 12 months. Weekly, which means N equals 52 because we have 52 weeks in 1 year. And daily, which in this case N equals 365 because we have 365 days per year. So again, the options are a simple interest, where the interest is not added to the principal, and the interest is calculated once a year. And in the compound interest, where the interest becomes part of the principal, and the interest is calculated once per period, and this period can be once a year, once a month, daily, once in each quarter, and weekly. Now let's look at this example. We have $3,000 invested for 1 year at a rate of 5% as a simple interest. What is the total amount after 1 year? So in this case, we have simple interest option. That means I'm going to use the formula A, which is the final balance, which what I need, the total amount, equals the principal times 1 plus RT which is the formula for simple interest option. So A equals $3,000 times 1 plus 5% is 0.05 times 1 year. And we put this expression the same way we see it in the calculator to find the final answer. And the final answer is going to be $3,150. So the final amount of money after using simple interest for 1 year is $3,150. Now let's take a look at another example. Garcia borrowed $4,000 from his cousin Susan at a rate of 8% compounded weekly. What is the total amount of money after 2 years? So this is a compounded interest option. That means I'm going to use the formula A. The final amount equals the principal times 1 plus R over N to the NT. Now, I need the final amount after 2 years. That means I need A equals the principal is $4,000, and then R, which is 8%, is going to be 0.08. The money is compounded weekly, and we have 52 weeks in 1 year. That means N is 52 raised to the power of 52 times 2. And the final amount is going to be A equals 4,693, and after I round to the nearest cent, it's going to be $4,693.47, which is the final amount of money after 2 years.